It's time for our business break with Lora Markova, who is standing by with MEDC's Executive Director, Meredith Harris.
Thanks, Zoe. Well, the big thing everyone is talking about this month is the Apex Center of New England, which is coming to the west side of the city of Marlborough. It is a massive development, 11 buildings in total, close to 500,000 square feet in business, retail, and entertainment space. It is expected to cost $160 million to build and bring more than $100 million of tax revenue to the city of Marlborough. So it's a big deal on all fronts. And to tell me more about this and other developments in the city of Marlborough, I'm joined by Marlborough Economic Development Corporation's Executive Director, Meredith Harris. Thanks for joining me, Meredith.
Thanks for having me, Laura.
All right, so this is a really big deal for the city of Marlborough. It's been under construction for quite a few months now, and a lot of business licenses have been handed out, construction licenses. Tell me more about what we are to expect when this development is done.
Well, it's going to be very, very exciting. So spring of 2017, we expect to have some of the first occupancy permits pulled for that area, the Apex Center. It's going to be 150,000 square feet of entertainment space. And inside that space, you're going to see things such as a swimming facility, a trampoline venue. There's going to be K1 racing, laser tag, and they also have simulated golf, among other things that are going into that entertainment complex. There's also going to be 60,000 square feet of retail development, 2 hotels, 6 different restaurants, and also a medical facility.
So obviously a lot for the residents of Marlborough to do there. How else will this affect the city of Marlborough itself? We're talking about quite an increase in tax revenue. For one, what else is there that the city of Marlborough will benefit from this development?
It's a huge attraction for not only the residents, but also the visitors that are coming in and the business community. It's going to, the residents that are here can now visit the different restaurants. It's going to be an Aviva Cucina, 110 Grill, Chick-fil-A, a number of other different restaurants. A Friendly's, they just permitted the Friendly's that's coming in, and a car wash. So there's a number of different attractions that are going to be there. It also benefits the city. As you said, there's going to be, increased tax revenue coming in, and also the infrastructure improvements on Route 20. Route 20 is going to see, huge facelift improvements over there to help with the increased traffic that's coming through.
And the MEDC was actually quite instrumental in bringing in the funding for that improvement along Route 20. I believe it was about $3.5 million granted by MassWorks. Tell me more about how this is going to be used.
So the city, we partnered with Ryan Development, the city, and MEDC all together. We applied for the MassWorks grant, which is a state program that, they give grants throughout the state for infrastructure improvements that are unlocking projects in different cities throughout the Commonwealth, cities and towns throughout the Commonwealth, that are bringing a high number of jobs and different things like that. Transportation is a portion of the grant process, and they saw that this project was, checked all the boxes, hit all the numbers that they wanted to see, and it's going to just have a ton of sidewalks that are going up and infrastructure improvements in terms of making it more walkable and user-friendly.
So let's move into downtown, which is where we are right now. There are a number of projects coming up here as well, not as large as the Apex Center, but still a big deal for the downtown area. Tell me more about what's coming here.
So downtown we have 2 projects that are being talked about. We also have the Fish project that's still working along, but right behind you actually there's going to be 32 condo units that are coming into Main Street. They're also going to, in that project, have a bakery and a restaurant. And then over on the other side of downtown, across from the Fish apartments that are going to be going up next year, the old Remax building, they're talking about putting apartments on that building as well.
So this is part of MEDC's drive to kind of revitalize the downtown core of the city of Marlborough. How will these residential units do that? What will be the effect of them coming into this area?
So we've got more people downtown. If you have more people living down here, they're certainly going to be able to come down and use the different shops and go to the restaurants, and it's going to breathe new life down here. We're also hoping that a lot of the people that are working at the businesses that are located throughout the city, the new jobs that we brought in, they're going to move here to the city, and they're going to use the restaurants and the shops to get out and live where they work.
There's another project also going on just down the street again behind me. The library is getting quite a facelift. Why is that happening, and what do you think the effect will be of the library being rebuilt?
It's going to continue to increase more business downtown, just as the condo units and the apartments that are coming in will do. I know that the library expansion, they're having a much larger parking lot, which I think will encourage more people throughout the city to come to downtown. And once they're here visiting the library, they probably will come down and eat at the different restaurants and shop down here.
All right, so besides all the developments in the downtown area and at the Apex Center, there's also a number of developments happening in the area of sports and recreation. A number of sports fields and facilities are being revamped, rebuilt. The New England Sports Center is getting 2 new rinks that are being built at the moment. The Ward Park was just renovated. We have the first synthetic turf field that was just finished in the city of Marlborough. Even Assabet Valley is considering renovating its football facilities for the first time in 4 decades. So what is driving all this desire or demand from these facilities to improve?
So Marlborough, has put a great importance on driving more and attracting more youth sports facilities, and competitions and sports leagues to come to the city. And again, that just means more business for the local merchants, the restaurants, and it puts more people in our hotels. We've got a large number of hotels, and we want to continue to drive business for that part of the business community.
Great. And one last question regarding transportation. Now, recently, the Regional Transit Authority launched a free shuttle bus from Hudson to Marlborough and reverse, and stops in various spots in the city and the town. How will that affect the residents? How can residents essentially benefit from this new service? It's free. It's free. For one.
No, it's wonderful. And, so that's great for the residents. They're going to be able to go over and visit some of the restaurants and the shops down in Hudson. But this is also going to be able to bring people more opportunity for people outside of the city to come to the city and come down here. And it's all working towards the revitalization here in downtown. I believe one of the stops is right at the Senior Center in Marlborough. So it's just going to bring more people here.
All right, well, thank you very much for your time, Meredith. It's been nice speaking to you.
Thank you.
That's Meredith Harris, the Executive Director of the Marlborough Economic Development Corporation. And if you want to learn more about all these developments that we've been talking about and learn more about what the MEDC actually does, you can join them on Facebook or Twitter, Marlborough EDC. You can also go to their website, marlboroughedc.com. And that's all for me from now. Thanks, and going back to you, Zoe.